Without further ado, we're starting off. Welcome to the UI UX Masterclass. It's a cash course for the next 3 months. That's from this month of May to July. So see how far we go. We're doing a lot. We're doing a lot. Okay. So for today, which happens to be our first day of contact, we're going to be talking about, of course, we introduce ourselves at the course, and then we talk about US fundamental. We look into user research. Talk about IA, and we talk about personas and then user journey. So from there, you can bring up your question and every other thing. So basically, it's a UI UX is actually in demand. Okay, it's actually one of tech skills, one of the technical skills that you should have in this tech era that we have. We've been transforming from one era to another, right? And now we've come to another era where we find ourselves using technology to actually solve our problem. And that's actually the cut of technology. What is the essence of technology really? It's just to minimize risk, to minimize problems, okay, to solve problems. Exactly. So application of science knowledge, application of science theory, um, hypotheses that were made to theory, and then the application of this theory to solving problem. So we end up seeing that many of the things you can think of today, you realize that there is a particular technology that can that can um that can help you achieve that thing. Just think about it. Just think of it. And you realize that there is something already on ground that can actually help you to either model, prototype, or simulate that problem to make it solvable. So that brings us to the point of UI UX. So UI UX itself is a point of it's a tech intervention in how we produce, we design, we develop, and even manage products. And it has a link to business solutions. Okay, and it's all under entrepreneurship. So let me break that down. Now we start from entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is a system of solving problems, all right? Solving problems and then meeting people's goal. Okay, and it has to be mutual rather. You are solving people's problem, you're also getting something, as a compensation out of it. That's the informal way to define entrepreneurship. So from that entrepreneurship, you realize that okay, many of the things we do are in form of products. We do businesses, we sell things, we make transaction, right? We sell. It's either we sell goods or we offer services, right? So either way, you are giving us something. Are we together, please? So if you are together, I want to be hearing yes, mm-hmm, hmm. So that I won't. It will seem I'm talking to myself. It's a physical class that I can be seeing your face. And moreover, I think I may not be able to see your face now. You put on your camera, so I want to be hearing that sound. All right, cool. And please try not to be distracted because many of the things I might be saying now, I don't have them written down. I don't have them documented. I may not even have them in the PDF I'll give to you. We can record. We're using free version, but don't worry, I'm recording from my side. And if you want to record to over there, you can. Oh, that's this class is not for that. This class is not for that. I may have to start explaining again, and that will take another time. All right. So, but I'm trying to record there, so I can get it to you later. So, but just remind me as well. I'll also teach you how you go about recording on your screen. Okay. So, as I was saying, so either you are selling goods or you are offering services. That's why when you go to business classes, when you go to entrepreneurship course, when you take entrepreneurship courses or business courses, you realize that there is this emphasis on goods and services. Emphasis on goods and services. Even in marketing, you keep hearing that word goods and services. Goods and services. Now, that is a point for us to discuss. So, what are goods? What are services? For me, I see them as product. I call them products. So, it's either you are selling physical goods, digital products, physical product, you are selling air, you are selling food. Now, this is a product I'm giving to you now. I'm training, I'm teaching. Okay, this is education, right? Now, it can be in any form. Now, how do we now make these products? Now, when I'm talking products, I want you to also always put your mind on goods and services, either tangible or intangible, either uh, physical or digital. Okay. Now, how do we now create products such that we would be able to reach larger audience? We're able to get more customers because we realize that so many people will start business today. Maybe for instance now, I see a lot of people doing network marketing, right? And some will start and be like they are not selling well, they are just struggling, they are just struggling. And then you realize that some are actually doing well. Okay, there is also trending business that people do now that are selling collections, right? Collections. You see some people selling well, like selling well. Today they're having 5 orders, today they're having 20 orders, some people are even having up to 100 orders per day. Whereas some other persons are just kashama dupe, one per week, it's just a struggling business. Okay, now that's another example. Okay, it can be anything. Think of any product. It can be food. Maybe you're into food business, you are selling food. Okay, now you realize that some are making more money than you are. Now, this brings us to how are they doing it? Now, I want to give you a scenario of bigger brands. About last week, Thursday or Wednesday now, I saw an advertisement on Facebook and it was Fanta advertisement. And I was discussing with my colleague. I said, hey, these people they don't want to leave market though. That Fanta is still doing advertisements up to now. Same thing goes to Coke, same thing goes to MTN, same thing goes to bigger brands that you can't what you be wondering why are they still doing advertisement when they already have the market, when they already have their audience, when they already have their and that is the cut. They need to keep doing that to be at the face of the people, to be on the face of the people, to be on the mind of the people, to be in the pulse and pocket of the people. So you see them coming up every day with intelligent marketing strategies, with intelligent product designs. That's where I'm going. And I remember that was a class I was taking one time back on the psychology of product design. And we were actually doing an analysis of certain brands and their marketing strategies. In fact, we were watching some of their marketing on some of their video adverts on channel TV for that particular course. So we did analysis and realized that wow, these people are mindful of their design because design have effect on people, have a way of affecting the reaction and decision of the people watching it, especially when it has to do with your prospects. And this is the origin of UI UX. So UI is telling you about user interaction. How would your user interact with your product? User experience, talking about the experience, repeating the word experience now. How your user feel, I think that's the word. How your user feel with your product. So when they are watching that video, when they are going through your site, when they are going through your heart, how do they feel? Do they feel Do they feel does it feel friendly to them? Does it look like something they will want to come back to? They want to keep, digging to know more? Is it something they are really interested about? Or they will just be like, I beg, what is this? Let me go and look for something else. This is not what I'm looking for. Okay, somebody was on my DM yesterday. He was marketing his business to me. He said he's into real estate. And after the long, long messages, I said, okay, send me your website link. He sent me the website, and I went into the website. Immediately I got into the website, it turned me off. I don't want to know if it's legal. I don't want to know if it's illegal. It claims to be legal, but are we together? The website, the website. I felt not interested about it anymore. And that was the last conversation I had with him. I just say send me your website link, and he sent it, and I didn't go back to his DM because of the way the website is. I could even use the opportunity to even market myself to him too. So it will help you work on the website to look better. The user interface was off for me. So I don't even want to have an experience of it because I'm not even interested in what I'm seeing. This does not look like the professional website it should be if you're entering this kind of business. So and that's how much people render the power of UI UX. People really look down on it. Whereas I know of certain companies that they don't joke with their UI. In fact, there's a friend of mine we were in a meeting 2 weeks ago. She's actually doing a job with an international company in Germany, and she has been having a kind of issue of recent with her work because of her delivery. They keep emphasizing on quality. They want quality because of their clients, because of the target they want to meet, because of the quality aspect they are looking after. So it's very, very important. In fact, I can keep on talking about the quality of design from now till evening. I will not exhaust it. So this is introducing you to what UI UX is, and our actual objective is to see that at the end of this course, you are able to your eye will tear. Sorry for that word, right? Your eye will tear. The way you view things will change. I'm not hearing I'm not hearing it. Are you still there? Okay. 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 That the way you view things will change, the way you see things will change, the way you think will change. And I'm aware you've been doing web design before now. Now, the way you do your designs, your web designs will change. It will take a better dimension. If you are using templates, you would be able to, you know, pick or remake a better template when you are doing your own project, when you are carrying out a project. Or if you want to code yourself, if you want to code your own website yourself, it will inform you to code in a better dimension. So UI UX is going to change a lot. It's going to go beyond designs, just drawing things and drawing maybe what designs you want. Yes, of course, you will see that project will be addressing, right? That project will be taking up. So it will go beyond that level. It will affect everything about you, which will also help you in your business. It will help you in even your academics. It will help you even in your way of life. It will help you in everything you do. That's the beauty of UI UX. After this course, you will see the way you want to design your room. You will see. Because you can't be a UI UX designer and then you don't want to leave the signature wherever you are. You want to leave the signature wherever you are. That's the beauty. The way you even want your tailor, your fashion, your stylist to make your clothes, your taste will change. The way you even make hair, I think you start cutting hair anyway. your taste will change. Are we together? So these are some of the benefits you will get. You will get technical trainings, just like the one we've started already. You will get professional development training. Tomorrow, I think we'll be talking about communication, okay, and information management. I think that's the course for tomorrow. Those are part of the side, you know, side small chops you'll be getting from subscribing to this program. And that this makes it different from the blah blah programs you see all over. Many persons will just give you the technical part and just make you know how to do design and all of that. But can I tell you, okay, um, design or technical career in the real sense, in the field, is actually more than knowing it technically. There are so many things you have to know alongside your technical skill. It has to go beyond just knowing how to do it technically. There are some soft skills that you must have if you want to retain any job you get. In fact, before you get that job, you have to have that soft skills because it will be needed during your interview process. Now, when you not get that job, to retain that job, you need those soft skills. So it's beyond technical skill. That's why I feel that if you're going to do this, we have to do it well because that's the training I've received as well, and it has been helping. So those are part of the things you get. I will also give you mentorship. I will try as much as possible to create time to mentor you. Like we are already doing this part of mentorship, telling you telling you beyond technical things. Okay, that's what mentorship does. It gives you the real things you actually need. All right. So I will cover a lot. We'll cover a lot. We'll cover a lot as God helps us. All right. And every now and then we'll be taking task. We'll be taking task. We'll be doing summary. So take note of that. For every day, the list of the tasks you have for every day is to make a summary of what you've learned that day. So I want you to take a look of how my slide is, or of how my slide design is. That's the minimum standard I expect from your own slide. So you also be creating slide of what you learned every day. So it's not like, oh, if I don't have tax today, I'll just put the answer. No, your minimum task must be that you create slide, not less than 5 slides per day of what you've learned. You get what I'm saying? And I want to look at my slide. That's the minimum standard that I will accept from you. You can do much more than this, but you must not go lesser than this. If you make a slide that is not up to this standard, I would you will have to do it again. Okay, so that's for that. And you'll be having periodical challenge to test your understanding, periodical challenge, design challenge, technical challenge, soft skill challenge. That will keep you abreast. Okay, and also we're having stand-up section where we discuss, okay, so what's the progress. And I'm also looking into inviting some other colleagues time to time to check your work. During your stand-up section, you'll be having defense. You'll be defending your project. For every project you'll be taking, you'll be having an external defense. So I'll get some other colleagues to also come in and serve as panelists. Okay, there'll be like panelists to listen to you and mark you and tell you, and also give you comments. Do you understand? Are you excited? So moving on, fundamentals. US fundamentals. So we'll start from UX. I mean UX. Okay, we'll start from UX, and would study what it entails. At some point, we'll dive also into UI. Okay, so but UX is much more very, very, very essential. You have to get it right. If not, it is one thing to have a beautiful interface. It is one thing for your UI to be mouth watering, to be exceptional, to be outstanding, to be captivating. Is another thing that your user have the right perception, they have the right feeling throughout their stay on your product. Okay, so it has to do with your user. UX has to do with your user perception, how they perceive your product, how their responses, okay, to your product. So their responses can be either positive or negative or in between. Have you okay, for instance, let me ask you, tell me some of the websites you have used before, like some product website that you have used before. Anyone? Okay, Shopify. Great. So how was how's your experience like anytime you use Shopify? Do you feel it friendly? Do you find it friendly? Do you find it easy? You see? Great. And have you at any time also get into any website or application or mobile application and you just find it difficult to navigate? Well, I bet you disagree on that one anyway. I think you just have a I think you just I think you just have a I think you just have a position mindset towards WordPress. I think that they still try their user experience is still, you have to understand that products are also designed based on user preferences. Okay, so it's a tool, and sometimes you WordPress is a tool, and sometimes even in the real sense, for us to make use of a tool, you have to learn how to use it. It's just like you starting to drive car. Will you be able to drive a car if you don't go to driving school? No. So that's where it is. If you have opportunity, maybe you can, after this course, maybe you can also subscribe to WordPress. We can also teach you how to use it. Maybe when we teach you, you will see that it's actually very easy to use. Extremely. I've been doing a lot of projects on that of recent self. And uh, very very easy. Some of my clients of recent have been wanting to subscribe to it. So most of the job I do for them is on WordPress. So it seems everybody is loving it so much, and many of these people are coming back to it now. So I see clients saying, okay, they want to use WordPress instead, and only few want to pay us the money for us to code it for them. Because I also do coding I do programming, and then I also use WordPress. So that's it. So that's what UX implies. Okay, that has to do with how your user perceive your site, their feelings, their responses, and it can be as a result of different factors. It can be how easy and efficient is it for your user to complete task, usability factor. It can be based on utility factor. Does the product meet their needs? Does it solve their problem? Okay, there was a time I was looking for an application. Are we together? I was looking for an application that can help me convert airtime to cash, airtime to cash. Yes, I made a mistake to recharge excessively, so I wanted to convert it to cash. Okay, so and the environment I was not getting anybody around to do that, and the other person I was given a contact to reach out, I could not reach him. It was not going through. So the other alternative for me was to resort to searching for a digital application that can help me do that. Of which I actually went to Google and I searched. And of course, Google took me to Play Store with the list of applications. So I started installing one after the other. I saw the first one. Immediately I got into it, I just eased and deleted that one. Tried another one. That one too, same thing. It just rubbish. Until I got about two, three. It was about two, three applications that I saw that was impressive. The UX was intelligent, was brilliant. Even though their charges was about to scare me away, but then the utility was nice. It met my need. it was efficient, it was easy, usability was 100 was 80%, utility was 70%, accessibility. Now, what accessibility implies, this aspect I like to emphasize a lot because you see when you are developing a product, when you are designing a product, okay, let's say maybe you are designing a product for the web user or for mobile user. Okay, so it can be a website, it can be a web page, it can be a web app, or it can be a mobile app when you're designing your product. So when I'm talking about product, I want your mind to be on those four things. Okay, so you have to also put into mind that your user cut across different category of people. Your user uh, can be able to hear and see perfectly, and your user may have some disability issues. So when you are designing, are you also factoring them? Do you want to make your product accessible to them? So these are the checks you must put in when you're even doing your design. You see these factors, but it's something you have to put at the table for you to be checking as you are doing your design, and be ticking them once you are sure that you have met each factor demands. And then we go to information architecture. The content organized logically for user to find what they need? Is it that they will just be going up and down looking for, hey, where is my dashboard now? Oh, where I carry my dashboard go now? They're just confused. Everywhere is just scattered. The UI is just something. It's just, what's this? That can frustrate a user. That can really frustrate them. That's why if you go to Play Store, if you read some people's review, you start pitying the developer of that product. Some people can be so aggressive with their feedback, with their comments. Some people can be so aggressive. So you want to be careful with your information architecture. Your visual design, you cannot overemphasize that one. It has to be fine. You can't settle for less. In fact, not in this program. Every project you'll be handling, you can't do anything that is not fine, that is not aesthetic. There is nothing like I can't design. You will do it. And there's a lot of way you can go about stepping up your taste. You have to have a good taste. That's why I say at the end of the day, it will affect everything you do. It will affect, because by the time you have worked on your taste, on your visual design taste, there's no way it will not affect the choice of uh design you do for your clothes. There's no way it will not affect the choice of food you even eat. There's no way it will not affect anything you do, down to your academics. You will not want to have anything less than A in your courses, because your taste has increased. You have trained your taste. You have increased the standard. That's how to actually beat, because it's very the space the product management design space is very competitive, right? So you have to do things to stand out. And these are some of the things. It starts from little things like this to stand out. So interaction design, which is very key, the interaction of your design will affect and influence the user experience. You must not forget this. If you want to, that's the secret to making a very beautiful UX. To make your UX enjoyable and impressive, make sure your UI is impressive. Make sure your interaction is impressive. Why is UX important? It will give you increased user uh, satisfaction and loyalty. And I believe you're a business person. You are always after your user loyalty. You want them to come back. You want them to stay close to you. You want them to keep ordering from you. Even where adefemcollection.com comes start up, and then they are doing a lot of giveaway and discount. At the face of that, you still want your customers and users to be loyal to you. You don't want them to go to Adefam collections to go and be using their app, or to go and be buying from their side. you want your user to be loyal to you. That is one thing UX can do for you. You too, you have to step up your UX game. And that's why there are some things I will show you as we go on that you cannot play with if you want to be up to date as a designer. So improve product adoption and usage. This has to do with how people perceive and adopt your product. There are some products that are on Play Store that they have been there for many years. People have not downloaded even two of it. They don't even have up to two users, or maybe they even have a lot of users at one time. At some points, the user rate start to drop. So most of the problem, if you check, is with the of course, when the experience is not fantastic, you cannot retain users. The same thing applicable to business. If your business, um your customer management is poor, if your customer success is poor, you cannot retain your customers. You have to apply that principle in design as well. If you want them to adopt your, maybe you did a product, you did an update, okay. If you want them to adopt it, also upgrade to that update, maybe you also produce another application, you want them to also subscribe to that, you have to give, you have to you have to you have to gain that trust, you have to gain that loyalty, you have to gain that reputation with your users. Okay, so it also help you to reduce development cost. Okay, because of course you have fewer design iterations. You know what design iterations means as we go on. So there's one thing we talk about in programming, right? We talk about time complexity and space complexity. Okay, talking about time complexity, you want to make your design as fast as possible, and you want to make sure that the application does not occupy so much space such that it will not slow down your application. You want to make it as fast as possible, and then also when you are writing, you want to make your code very short, straight to the point, readable, and still able to solve the problem. That is the same principle you also have to apply when you are doing design. You want to make your design very simple, very professional, not too bulky, not too clumsy, not too that, not too this, but then straight to the point. And you have to spend a lot because there are some factors that you also have to put in place when you are designing. Okay, when you are carrying out a project, which of which cost factor is inclusive. You have to look at cost effect. This thing I'm designing, what will be the cost effect when it's actually programmed? When it goes into the right, when it goes into program, when it goes to coding, is it manageable? Is it visible? Will it not cause a lot of cost? Will it not bring about high cost implication to the user or customer? So you have to think through all those processes. Okay, and it also enhance your brand reputation. I've talked about that. You want that reputation at the face of your brand. You see the way I was talking about all that some. Okay, I'm using Glovo, right? Do you use Glovo over there? Glovo app. Do you use Glovo app? Yes. Okay, Glovo app is more like an app to buy food from different vendors, just like Jumia. Okay, but you use Jumia, right? So why are you still using Jumia till now? Why you not using another person? Why you not do you use Konga? Do you use Gigi? You know? Can you imagine? And actually they are still in market anyway. But then you realize that you are not using some app, but you are using some app. You are so loyal to some app, even if they will be deducting from you. It's just like I see the way people complain about bank app, especially Zenith Bank and especially Wemaba. But then realize that you are still using them. So what is the psychology behind this? That's what you are talking about, UX. It's because you are actually enjoying the experience. If not, if you are not enjoying their services, I mean, because you are saying you are enjoying their service. If you are not enjoying their services, you just shut down the account because of the charges alone. But because their services are what is solving your problems, they are meeting your needs. That's why you can still keep to you can still stay loyal to them. That's brand reputation. That's brand reputation. Is your thinking system being affected? Is it are we touching on thinking system already? Because you need all these things when you start your project. Now you need all these things. You need to apply these things. So why we have to start on this knowledge so that you by the time we start applying these things, you look like you won't look confused. You won't look confused. So effective UX design, hangs on understanding your users. Okay, it is the cornerstone. Okay, now okay. I think we've moved from UX now to user research. All right, so that is like introduction to the fundamentals of UX, things you actually need to know about UX. Talk about the definition here. Talk about some of the factors that that can help to that determine the degree, the standard level of your UX, and then we talk about why it is important. And now there are certain factors, there are certain pillars about 4 pillars. Yes, about 4 pillars on which UX is founded. Are we together? Yes. UX is established, not established though, okay? Established. So the first one is user research. User research is the cornerstone of UX. So for you to be able to design a powerful UX, for you to be able to go about a very uh enjoyable UX, right? You have to start with user research, and which has to do with understanding your users. Are we together? Understanding your user, and this is very key. You must not rush into any project out of this is what I'm thinking. This is what my you don't guess for your user. You don't make decision for your user. You make your user make decision for themselves. I was having a meeting with someone yesterday on these business issues, and there was an emphasis on I remember telling the person, don't make the mistake of projecting so much and dwelling so much on your brand. Dwell so much on your customer. That there are two different things. Project your customer, put them on the spotlight, make them highly relevant, let them know the benefit of what they will get if they do this. If they're able to invest also amount, this is the value of what they will get. Be real with it. Make them see it. Move them into seeing that wow, this is the solution to my problem. That's you projecting, that's user-centric design thinking. And that's the principle, that's the design principle methodology you'll be using in this program. User-centric design. There is a course, if you check your timetable, your schedule, you see there is a course on design thinking. That's what we'll define, talk about this expressively when we get there. Design thinking. So you have to be user-centric. So you have to understand your design, you have to understand your user needs and goals. What are your user trying to accomplish? You have to understand their interaction with similar products, because let me tell you, you are not the first in the game. You have competitors, and the same user you want to you want to get, the same prospects, the same customers you are looking out for, they already have product they are using. So somebody that is so loyal to shea butter, for instance, and you came up with coconut oil, for instance, as well. How do you want to go about getting that same user that is so loyal to shea butter to also make use of your coconut oil. So this is where you have to study user behavior. How do they interact with similar products? So you will know what they are loving about that product. Once you're able to know what they are loving about that product, are we together? Once you're able to love, once you're able to identify what they are liking or what they love about that product, it will inform how you will go about yours. And to see the deficiency with that product and capitalize on that. Then you have to understand your user pain point, which is very, 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 very important. What are the frustrations your user are going through? What frustration are they going through? What problem are they going through? So these are key things that you have to look out for whenever you are carrying out your user research. Are we together? And are we together? And some of the technique you can use is one, user interviews. You can you can have conversations, in-depth conversations with your with users, with people. Okay, for instance, you want to develop an application that will help people to buy mobile data. Yes, it's good. Yes, I know you can design. I know you are very good with programming now. Yes, I know you can use Flutter now. You can write code. I know. Now you now want to showcase your talent. Now want to also develop an application that can make people to buy data. Everybody buy data, right? Mhm. So definitely you have a market. But if you go ahead and start designing, maybe you do the prototype, blah 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 blah, and then you launch, and then you are expecting people to come and use that data. I bet you will run out of you would soon leave the market. That's your product will not be sustainable. Do you know why? Because you have failed to carry out user research. You don't just go and produce something because you are good at it, because you have the technical skills. No, you have to have your users in mind. There are a lot of markets out there already producing, making available for people to buy data. There are a lot of them out there. So what is making your own different from others? MTN is there. You can buy data from their app. For me now, it's very, very easy for me to log into my MTN app and buy data sharp sharp. Other network have their own. There are even there's other one I use, Wikitop or something. If I'm recharging, if I'm doing another kind of data that MTN do not have, I'll quickly go and use that one because it's very smooth and straight to the point. The UX is superb, no stress. Now, what will now make your own standard? What will make people to want to subscribe? Many people don't want to install the same application now over and over again now when they already have one that is working for them, and your own is even lesser than the one they are using. They will not subscribe. So that is where user experience comes in. So you interact with people. You can do a physical interaction, conversation with people. Okay, which app are you using? And as you are doing the interview, you must make sure you are recording your information because you need them. You are recording the data. Are you getting me? So you are asking them questions to meet these three standards: the needs and goal, their behaviors with the similar product, and their pain point. So what actually can you do you normally use data for? You can start from there. Okay, so which app do you normally use to buy data? They will tell you. So how do you see the app? What do you think about the app? How well do you enjoy using the app? What are your pain points? What are your pains? What are your frustrations whenever you are using the app? They will tell you all these questions. They will answer all these questions, and then you record their answers. These are the things you will use when you are making your own decision, when you are doing your own design thinking. So you pick up the problems, and then you use their problems to design your own product. So you're able to fill in the gap. And when you are able to successfully go about it and produce that particular application, you have people jumping on your application because you are able to solve their pain point with your own application. You can go about user interviews just as I've explained. You can use surveys. Are we together? You can use surveys. So surveys are like you know what survey is now? Like you would have some um structural questions. Okay, structural questions. You can use different you can there are still applications you can use. You can use forms. Yeah, questionnaires. Thank you. That's what I'm looking for. So you can use different questionnaire form to gather your data. You just write out the questions, make sure that the questions cover everything you need, cutting across user needs and goal, cutting across user behaviors, cutting across user pain points. Then you get up your questionnaires, and then you send out the questionnaires to your users. The fact that should be able to reach, you should with that you'll be able to reach a lot of audience compared to the physical one. Okay. Sometimes it is good to go about the physical one. If you have the opportunity, go about, do user interviews, have user interviews. So you're able to even discover more things that your questionnaire is not able to cover. You understand? So go about that, mix it. You can do mixed design, you can mix the two together, do physical interview, use surveys. Then we can go about when at some point there's something we call usability testing. So you can observe users, see how they interact with the product, and identify their usability issues. Are we together? So maybe in one of your interviews, you can ask them to bring out their application, their phone, open their application, see the way they use it, see how they find it easy to use. Okay. You can even try to locate a new user, ask them to install a particular app, for instance. It's still part of usability testing. So a user that has not used that kind of application before, you can probably give them your phone. Okay, try and use this app, and then observe their usability issues. See if it was easy for them to navigate. See how their responses are, their perceptions are. Take note of those data. You will need them. Is it making sense? User observation. So you can also observe just by watching people. You can be among your friends and they are talking about Shopify. Hear what they are saying. Observe how they are reacting to it. Some people like, no, 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 no. Those guys, no, Shopify. That application is very powerful. That application is very nice. That application you can do this, you can do that. See the how people are talking about your back app. Yeah, observe. From there, you can able to pick one or two things. Okay, your school portal, for instance. You see how people are complaining about it, or people are saying that, oh wow, for instance. No, I'm just actually explaining, but let me give you the audience to talk about it anyway. So please talk about your school portal anyway. I'm actually talking on a general note. Generally, I think in this part of the world, many schools have issues with their school portal. You know, so that is it. You see, you're already talking about it. So, and just imagine you have missed people in your faculty or your department. You just observe the way they are talking about it. You, as a UI UX designer, can't you come up with a proposal, carry out a research, then do a design that is more seamless? Once you're able to come about a solution, can't you write a proposal to your school? You're already filling a gap. Do a more sustainable design that will make everybody start smiling that, yes, oh, our portal is nice. Now our portal is making sense now. It is possible. Many schools are some schools are having their portal, you know, they're having their portal running seamlessly. So why is not possible in your school? It's because somebody might not be thinking the way we are thinking now. Maybe what many of us have been doing before now is always complaining. You know, we black people we enjoy complaining a lot. Like complaining is seems to be part of our hobby unknowingly. You know, we love to complain a lot about when the system is not working, rather than we thinking of the best sustainable solution to that problem. So you now see that the few ones that are thinking, they are thinking user-centric design, they are bringing up solutions, they are the one enjoying the nation. I'm touching another thing now, so I won't go. Let me go there. Let me go there. But I hope you're able to grab one or two things from what I've just said now. So that is it. So with user research, you'll be able to build a user-centered design system. So integrating this process, you'll be able to ensure that your design are truly user-centered. So that this is more like a simplified workflow you can use. Starting with user research, this is when you conduct the user need, their goals and pain points. Okay. Then you define the problems. Now this process bar is after you are done with your research. You have analyzed the data you got. Have you done any project before, like school project when you have to analyze data? Okay, okay. So, and I think you are in social science, so you should be doing a lot of research work, a lot. You should be exposed to it, where you have to gather qualitative data or quantitative data, and then you analyze them using different analysis. Yes, it's still more like a social science education now. Yeah, more like okay, an education. Yes, everything is under social science. That's your course is under social science. So that is it. And as I was saying, so at the end of your user research, you're able to gather enough substantial data, analyze that data. There's a way there's a way to go about. You will see how we do when we start our project. You see how we do it. Analyze it, then come up with a tangible information. So it is this information you use to now define your problem. That's what we call problem statement. So you clearly define the problem your product or service aim to solve for users. And this is not a problem you are just thinking about. Oh. This is a problem that was informed from the research you carried out. So for maybe your school portal, you are able to, if you are going to do that school portal, more you get a lot of data. You get a lot of problem. So you will able to now gather this data, analyze it, come up with a solution, and then say, okay, this is the problem statement. And this is the solution. This is the problem my product want will solve. If I develop this product, if I design this product, this is the problem it will solve. So after then, there's a process we call ideation. Okay, okay, okay. I've gotten what you needed. Okay. So there's a process that follows, which is called ideation process. Okay, ideation process is now when you now begin the design work proper. You start from low fidelity to high fidelity. You start from sketch working to wireframing up to high fidelity prototype. All these things they look big or bogus. Now don't worry, these are things. That's why I have to go about this explanation first because that's what we'll be applying one step at a time when we start our project intensively. So then from there, after that process, all these process I'm talking about, they are not 1 minute process. So they take time because you have to do them well. So after that process, there is what we call usability testing. That is where you now test your prototype. You get some of your users to test your prototype. They will test it, they will not give you feedback based on what you are looking for. Okay, and of course, you have your checklist for UX and UI. So you have your checklist, right? So when they test it, you will get results based on your checklist. You understand, right? So after then, you now iterate. So based on the feedback you get after testing, you iterate and you refine. That's you adjust, that's update, you adjust it to fit into their based on their feedback. So you see that all through now we are always talking about user, nothing like me, hi, what I want. I know for mystery, just on a lighter note, please. People from Southwest can be very, very stubborn. So they just want to do what they want to do. But when we come to this space here, this UI UX space, there's nothing about me here. Oh. There's nothing about you here. It's about your users. There's nothing about being stubborn here. In fact, not just like a joke now. You call a customer care and they will start shouting at you or not talking properly to you. Some of them don't have the right training. Because if you're working in that space, and it's even more it's even rampant in our tertiary institutions. When you need to go to an office to go and do something, especially with not teaching staff, and before you even enter the office, they're already shouting at you. A lot of things you students go through. Maybe you want to go and submit a paper, you want to go and submit a document in an office, and my dad is already using one eye to look at you. You know, it shouldn't be so. You have to understand that they are working for you, so they have to treat you well. In fact, if need be, they should offer you a tea or coffee with biscuits while you are waiting. You know, so same thing applicable when it comes to this. When it comes to this product management career, okay, or product development career, you have to put your user. That's what we call user centric design. You have to put your users on the spotlight. You are thinking about them. You are worried about them. It's all about them. So, having said that, let's move to high information architecture, which refers to the way it has to do with organization. That is the organizational part of your work. In fact, now I was telling you about a friend of mine, you know, one of the main issue that particular friend I'll be having is organization part. Beautiful concept, but organization is lacking. So your organization have to be logical. What do you mean by logical? For instance, your school portal now. Once a student logs in, what is the first thing they should see? Probably a dashboard. Now, in the dashboard, there will be keys, there will be tabs, there will be menus, navigations to different sections. So when a user moves to a particular section, is there a problem? Can I continue? When a user moves to a particular section, how do the user, for instance, maybe they make a mistake and they need to go back to restart, how do they, how should they move back successfully without having to log out first, without having to refresh, without having to do some things that are not necessary? So you have to organize your content within a site, a website, or an application in a very logical and user-friendly way, seamlessly, easily go back, easily go front, easily do this, easily navigate to that particular section, easily go to the other bar, do that, do this, carry out this, solve this problem without any headache. So it's like having a easy guideline to find for them to find, yes, easy step for them to find what they want. Some application even go to an extent of adding manual guide on one of their tabs in case you may find difficult with the way they have done it as simple as this, and maybe you are still finding difficult, no wahala, we are here for you. Just click on the manual guide and it will take you through, okay, this is what you should do. That's part of information architecture. So it's two dimension. So the app itself must be well organized, easy to navigate through, easy to understand, it must be logical. And then you must also have, then the other section, the other dimension is there should also be, a manual guide for users that may still be having difficulty in using it. Okay, having said that, the benefits cannot be overemphasized. User navigation and findability of information will be easy. User frustration, which is always rampant with many apps, and confusion will reduce drastically. You have enhanced website and app usability, very enhanced one. People want to keep coming back for more. And another thing that it will help you is that it will improve your SEO. That's another secret to SEO that many people don't know. When your information is well organized on your site, it will be able to rank well on search engines easily. Because when people are looking for a particular information on the site, just like that day I told you I was looking for a website, applications rather, or even web app that can help me convert airtime to cash. The moment I typed that, it was able to rank some application because the information architecture is superb, is okay. Do you understand? So so how do you go about building a solid IA? Number one is card sorting. You will learn how to do card sorting in this program. So you conduct card sorting exercises. This is where user group website content based on their understanding. This help users to navigate, you know, information easily. This is where you categorize different information. Okay, homepage, um, um, order page, payment page. You organize your card, you sort your card such that the content are well organized, and then you do what we call site maps. So this is where you show relationship between one page. That card represent pages, okay? It represent different pages or sub pages, okay? And then after you've done that, you do what we call site maps, where you now show the interactions. It's just like a flow chart. Do you know what flow chart is? Okay. Flow chart is just like showing interaction with, okay, from, if you click on home page, it will take you to this place. If you now click on this button, it will take you to this place. From here, if you now click on this one will take you back here. So that map must be properly done from your design level. So navigation design, this is where you also give menu. This is where this is where you design your menu. There are some menu that you see that is so confusing and you don't even like at all. This is where you now concentrate on your navigations. So you have to, if you are designing on web app, there's a way you have to do the navigation. If you are designing on mobile, there's a way to do the navigation. If you are designing for website, there's a way to do the navigation such that it will be responsive. So the way you look at it on system is one of the way you look at it on phone, is one of the way you look at it on tablet. It must be responsive, it must not scatter. When you look at it on phone, it must not scatter. Do you understand? If you are looking at it on the phone, it has to be as neat as the way you are looking at it on the system. That's navigation design. Content labeling. You have to make sure that the label you use for menu and button is clear. And there are some factors, there are some elements that affect your labeling system, which has to do with color, and some other formats, maybe animations, maybe borders, maybe border radius, all those things. There are some labels you must use, that you must use rather, to make sure that your menu and button and other content are properly labeled, well distinguished from one another. All right. Having said this, I would like you to breathe in and breathe out. I hope you are doing that. Breathe out. Oh. Okay. That's just like taking a short break, actually. If you want to take a glass of water, you can. I think I should go to kitchen. Oh. Yeah. Just drink water and come back. Don't start. We're gonna start cooking. Mm. All right. Are we back? All right. So let's continue. So going forward is personas. So personas are fictional representation of a target audience. Remember where we're coming from? We talk about user experience itself and the factors that the features of UX, okay? And then we talk up now we are talking about the pillars that influences that characterizes your UX. What are the pillars that will help you to design a very enjoyable UX? And we started with user research. I told you some of the things you have to do. There are a lot to user research. And then we moved from there and talked about information architecture. So which are all building on each other. You can't jump one step to the other. You have to start from one. Okay. So you start from user research from there, go to information architecture because it's anything is the result of your user research that will form every other thing you'll be doing. So after you are done with your information architecture, then you move to personnel. So personnel now means you cannot pick from one of your research, one of the user, okay? Let's say for instance, Bimpe Adedamola is one of the one of the persons that responded to your survey, your questionnaire. Hmm? So now Bimpe Adedamola is a personnel, a representative of your target audience. So you can pick like 2 to 4. But when you are doing your personnel, you don't go and use the exact name of your respondents, maybe from your research. Don't go and use their exact name. You have to come up with a fictional name because one of the things you assured your research respondent is that is confidentiality, right? So you told them that you are not going to be using their information without their permission. So and it will be very bad for you to do you understand the cut now? So that's it. So you have to be fictional about whatever you are doing, even though you are still using their response, but you are not mentioning anybody's name. You are not using anybody's personal information. Okay. So you now pick a name. So I told you the other time, being play another one that is from your research, is one of your respondents. So I'm not going to use that name. So I'm not going to use Collins, Collins Adam, Collins Adam. Okay. Or let me look for a female name. Um, Aishat, Aishat, Ibrahim, Aishat Ibrahim, Aishat Ibrahim. So Aishat Ibrahim now is a fictional representative or representation of Bimpe Adedamola. Do you understand? That Do you get, or I should recap? Mm, exactly. Okay, great. So that's it. So that makes it fictional. Okay. So it will emburden the demographic, the behavior, the goals, the needs, the frustration, the other results that you got from being paid now. That Aishat Ibrahim will not be the one you will project as this is what this person is going through. This is what this person, this person demography. When you are writing personnel, you write the person's demography. I will show you how it looks like. You write person's behavior, person's job, age, all those information you put in there. Then you also write the person's goal, the person's needs, and the person's frustration. Yeah, I will show you a template of how it looks like as when we start our project. So you have to pick up to, like, let's say, two to three of them as personnel. So one of the benefits you get is it will help you to build empathy for your users and keep their needs at the forefront of your designs. It will also help you to provide a shared understanding of your targeted audience or your target audience, okay, among stakeholders. It will help you to prioritize features and functionality based on your user. Everything is just about your user. Don't forget this thing. So for you to now develop a user personnel, okay, I think I've already explained this. So this is just the breakdown of what I explained. Okay, use your user research data from interview, surveys, or observations. Then consider the demographics like age, gender, location, occupation. Then define user goals, their needs, their pain points for each personnel. Then give your personal names, backstories, and even quotes to make them relatable. Should make sense. So moving on is one of the most interesting part of UI UX. Okay, of UX. Okay, that's I mean UX. That's user journey, UJ. So user journey. When you see people say user journey, we're not talking about your user moving from their house to school or moving from their house to wherever they are going to or market. Now he's talking about their movement from end to end experience. Okay, end to end experience from the beginning when they log in to the point they exist from the application or from your product, which can be a website, a web app, a web page, or a mobile application. Okay, so that's what user journey entails, and these are things you have to do. You have to map it out. You have to map out user journey even before you start. All these things we are doing, these things we have been talking about, but we have not even start using any tools to design. Oh. These are things you have to do before you carry your mouse and start using it to do all those things we do. Those ones will not be an issue for you at all once you understand today's class very well. So I'm going to really need to beg you to make sure that today's class you understand very, very well because you will need it. Hmm. Yes, yes, yes. User research, information architecture, personas, user journeys. Mm-hmm. Over. Can I continue? So what are the benefits of user journey mapping? You're able to identify your potential pain points and areas for improvement. You help to ensure that the user experience is smooth and efficient because that's the cut. That's the essence for us to improve to make sure that we are not making the same mistake other applications are making. We want to make the user experience this time around, you know, efficient and seamless. Now, to align your design decision with your user goals and expectations. So This user journey mapping is just like, okay, all the pages now, how do, based on what your user wants, right? Based on their expectations and goals, have you been able to meet that expectation? This is where you now do the mapping. Okay, map everything together. Okay, from here to here, from here to here. If you move from here to here, have I been able to meet up to the expectations of my users? So this is where you answer those questions. This process. So how do you go about creating user maps? First, don't forget you have to specify a particular user personnel. You can see that these things are building on each other. So you specify a user personnel and the tasks they want to accomplish. So maybe Aishat Ibrahim want to pay school fees. She wants to pay school fees. And now we need to ask some questions. If Aishat is going to pay school fees, what will be her user journey? What are the road map she would follow? We both know that one, she has to what? Log into the portal. No be so? After she has logged into the portal, what should be the next step? After that one, what should be the next step? After that one, what should be the next step? Then what should be the last step? So you have to do the design such that it is seamless. Do you know when we get deeper into this course, you will know why many of you are having issues with some of the portals you normally have issues with. You will see the reasons why. And and that's it, that's it, that's number one problem. That means it's not user friendly. The UX is poor. Yeah. That you are my user now and already feeling your pain points. That's a frustration. So how do I solve this? That's how you now start thinking as a product designer. How do I make you? How do I make a sample of you be able to relate to that portal without further guide? How do I go about it? So this is how to think. This is how to go about thinking whenever you're doing the design. Such that at the end of the day, when you get to this stage, user journey, somebody that wants to go and look for results must be able to navigate the results portal easily to the extent of even calculating GPA or CGPA without any problem. Right there on the portal, right there on the result page. You see? So that is it. That's some gaps that we're already identifying that you can take this up as a project anyway. So moving on, then you map out each touch point, which is any interaction point from between the user and the product. So like we were saying, okay, what do you want to achieve? You want to pay school fees. So you have to now map out, okay, what are the points that you have to contact with. You don't have to touch all the points at once on the portal. It's this particular thing you want to do, specific thing you want to accomplish. So map it out from point A to point B. Make sure that as you're mapping it out, it's seamless, it's easy, it's not difficult, it's not hard. So then the next, identify user emotions and thoughts at each touch point. So as you are touching each point, can you can you identify, simulate user emotions? How is their emotion like? I can already I can perceive your emotions already while using your school portal. I can perceive already as a designer. I can see how frustrating it is. Yeah, you know. I can perceive already. That's what we are talking about. Highlight any pain points or frustrations encountered during the journey. So at the point of your testing, usability testing, you're able to point out if there are any other frustrations encountered already the journey, and then you're able to iterate and refine it. So this thing is very, very sweet, interesting. In fact, when we get to the main thing, like the main practical work, very, very interesting. But it can take time, but it's worth it really. So this is something I want to talk about today. Identifying, conduct user research, AI guide to structure your content. Sorry, IA guide to structure your content, personalize the user experience, okay, and the user journey to identify the user flow and potential issues. If you're able to successfully put all these things together, I can bet you, you would come up with a very fantastic UX design. These are UX principles that you cannot joke with. UI also have its own principle. When we get there, we'll talk about it. But for now, this is very, very much important. The experience your user gets from your application, from your product. It's very, very important. And these are ways to go about it. So when we continue to practice, these are what we'll be practicing with. These are what we're working with. Okay. So on our next technical section, we would I think let me check the timetable. Let me see what we have. Okay, that is on Thursday. Okay. So on Thursday now, when we would ideate design concept. From there, going forward, you see how this thing plays out. But now you've known them. By that time, when we start explaining, and when we start making use of them, uh, you should be able to relate to them easily. That is the essence why we have to go through this on today's mentorship class. Okay, so let me check for your understanding. How has the class been for you? Is it do you understand what we've said so far? Is there any point where you were confused? Because I would want to know so I can ask my question.
No question for now. Maybe when you
Okay, but before I ask my question, is everything I've explained understand was it understandable? Was it easy for you to comprehend? User journeys. Yes. Okay. All right. So, what's the difference between your research respondent, and personals? Res- yes, your research respondent, those that responded to your research, your surveys, your interview, what have you, your research, what are there between what's there between those respondents and personals? What's the difference between them? Mm. And mm-mm. The difference between them, those that respond to your research, the difference between that and personals. Personals, this one. This one, yeah. What's the difference between them? Those that respond to your research and personals. Okay. So what was the word for that? And what's the word for that? I can see you understand it, but what's the word for that? Representation. Great, great. Fictional representation of your target audience. So that's the difference. Do you understand the cut? All right. Do you have any question? All right. All right. So thank you for listening. Do not hesitate to reach out for any questions. Okay. And of course, your task for today remains we are going to be making a presentation by night when you are settled in. Okay. Anything from 3 4. If I will be chance around that time, I will reach out to you. So what I will advise you now is after this class, while you are doing one or two things, maybe you are eating, you are doing that, make sure you revise this class, revise it, and start start making your own slide. Okay, start making your own presentation. So you are going to design your presentation to explain more like, okay, to explain what you've learned so far on UX today. Remember where we started from definition down to all the pillars. So you're going to, in your own words, practical examples, using your own words, all those things. Because I'm going to mark it, I'm going to score you. And if it does not meet the standard I expect, you're going to carry it over and do it again. So make sure you're giving your best. Explain it as much as you understand. Don't even if your this thing will be as long as possible, there's no problem. The minimum is 5 slides. You can do as much as possible just to express yourself, but you know the principle of presentation. I believe you know the principle. Make sure you don't keep your text, you know, straight to the point. Don't make it too bulky, and make your design very fine. Very, very important. You see, have you been seeing my slides? Eh. So that's the minimum. This is the minimum standard for your slide going forward throughout this program. This it's just the way my slide is. That's what you are doing too. Still, you are still not getting it. so so you are going to do a design as beautiful as this. So this is the minimum. This you can be creative any way you want, but this is the minimum standard I must meet up to. Yes, it's what you'll be doing every day for the next 3 months. You'll be doing it every day. So you are starting today already. That's why I said after this class, you're going to sit back to revise and start making your own slide. To be ready make sure it's ready before 3 4. Because if I'm available by 3, if yes, if it's easy now. If you can ask, that's why I said you can ask, reach out for any questions. Do you see that line? I'm sure you didn't read it. So if you know you don't know how to go about it in getting those pictures, you can write it down as a question and ask me after this class on my DM. I would answer you. Any question that has to do with this program, I am ready to answer you. Ask me on my DM. So I've given you task already now. What I expect you to be thinking now is, okay, so how do I go about it? What should I do? Just write out the questions. Anything that is confusing to you, then ask me. I don't want you to, I don't, no. Is that use PowerPoint? Is that use PowerPoint? Can ask me if you don't know what to use, you can also ask me on my DM. I'll answer you. So no, do you have Microsoft Office? The one you use for Word, Excel? Yeah, if you have it, just type PowerPoint on your search bar, you will see it there. So PowerPoint. Yes. Or just type PowerPoint to come up. I need to end this class now. So so make sure that it's ready by that 3 4, so that if I'm free at that time, I will tell you so that you can now meet for your presentation. Do you get? But if I'm not free by 3 4 5 for your presentation, then we'll shift it till when you are done in the night. So that's how it would be. Yes, yes. Welcome to class. So it's time to do something hard. It's time to come out of your comfort zone. All right. So try, try, try your best. Yeah. Ask questions. All right. Bye. No, 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 no. You can use your own image, oh, but if how to get image, I can tell you, but you can use your own images. You have to use your own creativity. Mm-hmm. But I can tell you where to get stock free images. All right. You're welcome. So let's do it where I said it. So 3 4 5, prepare your mind. Make sure your presentation is ready. Don't do anything risky. Oh. Make sure that your presentation is ready before then. So that in case I reach out to you by that time, you're able to come and do your presentation. All right. But if I'm not able to reach out to you, of course I'll let you know. So to be later in the night when you are ready, when you are done with every hour's work. All right. No problem. So all the best. Bye.